Welcome to lesson 3 in this free Canva mini YouTube course. It's quite a mouthful. I am very excited today because we're building on what we've done so far. We've created a free Canva account. We've learned where all the different tools are, and we've learned how to open up the right size design. It's now time to add stuff to that design. Now, adding text to a design is easy, but it's also complicated, and there are a few things to know to do it right. And I think text is one of the most underrated design tools that you can use because text can make or break a design. A design can almost be interesting enough if you know how to use text well. And so I hope to share with you all the ins and outs of using text today so that designing in Canva can become so much easier for you. So let's dive in. And a quick introduction if you've skipped to video 3. Hello, my name is Jackie. I'm a graphic designer. I love teaching business owners how they can use Canva and design strategically so they can grow their business. That's everything I'll do on this channel, especially part of this free series on YouTube. Make sure you check out the other videos in the playlist so you don't miss a part on how you can use Canva to grow your business strategically. So once you've opened up a new design, if you don't know how to do this, make sure you head to the previous video where I showed you step by step on how to do that. Now let's add in text. The main place to add text in is from our side panel where you click text. I know, rocket science, but in here you can do it a few different ways. So you can choose to add in a text box, you can add things from your brand kit, or you can just create text from the default text styles. Any of these options will get you to the same end result because you can always edit it ongoing. I usually just do add a text box because then I can edit from there. But if you want to add in large text, you could press add in a heading and it will bring in a larger text box. Either way, add in whatever you want to and we can start to control it from here. Now, another way that you can add in a text box if you're into shortcuts is by having nothing selected and literally just getting your finger and pressing T on your keyboard. That will insert a text box with just one click without you needing to go over here. Now I want to show you how to actually edit this text. So let's close off our panel and start looking at it. So first you can see if I click anywhere else, I have no text editing features. But if I click on this text box itself, up will pop this floating menu that shows me all the different options I have for editing my text. Now, there are two ways to resize your text. Firstly, I can choose the font size here and I can go plus or minus, or I can click on the text here and I can scroll to doing whatever size I would like. Or I can type in a number. So say if I wanted 60, I can type in 60, press enter on my keyboard and it will resize it for me. The other way to resize your text is to click on the text box itself and dynamically control it there. If I click on these circular handles in the corners, I can drag the text to be larger or drag it to be smaller. This is the case on any of our circular handles on any corner. I can also choose to make the text box narrower or longer by using these rectangular handles on the side. So if I click on this and click and drag it in, it's going to make my text box narrower, or if I click and drag it out, it's going to make it wider. My pro tip is that when you're finished editing your text, always make your text box the same size as your actual text so that you're not having extra spaces you're accidentally clicking on all of the time. Trust me, that's part of the process. There are many other features along here I would like to show you. Firstly, you've got your ability to edit the font. Canva has a ton of fonts already existent in the platform. I have recently added a video on how to upload your own fonts into Canva. This needs a Canva Pro subscription, but feel free to look at that if that's of interest to you. Otherwise, if I click on this box here, I have access to all of Canva's fonts. So you can see here, I can scroll down and see lots of different fonts that are included in Canva. If you ever see a grayed out font with a crown next to it, it's because this is a Canva Pro font and you don't have access to that at present. If I ever click on one of these fonts, it's going to prompt me to sign up for my free trial of Canva Pro. Again, if you would like to try Canva Pro and would like to support my channel for providing this content to you, you can head to the description and click on my affiliate link there to do a free trial of Canva Pro at no cost to you, but will help my channel. Now, when you're looking for fonts, you can either scroll forever and just look for what you're looking for, or there are a few ways to shortcut the process. If I type in here handwriting, and press enter, it's going to bring up a whole lot of fonts that are in handwriting style. That's just going to save me a lot of time in scrolling. So if you have a particular font style that you're looking for, try typing it in here. I also have the option to do different formats of the text. So if I was to click on TT norms here, if I click on that text, that's when it applies it to my text box. I can then click on this little drop down arrow and it will show me different variations of the font. Now, not all fonts have this many variations, but this one here has a light version as an extra black version. And so feel free to play with those if you have a font that has some different options for you. Now, if you ever want to change one word rather than a whole text box of fonts, you can just highlight, you can click inside your text box and I might choose to have the word your in a different font. Now, it's not going to work. If I have your selected and click click, it's going to actually change the full whole text box to that font. However, if I was to click on maybe before paragraph and press return on my keyboard to put that on a new line, I can actually select your and change that to a different font. It just has to be on a new line. I'm not sure why Canva does that, but it is one of its nuances. So let's undo that to keep it all nice and simple. And we'll just change it all to being in Canva Sans again. The next tool along after we go to from fonts across to font size, we then get our color options. If I was to click on text color, you can see I get a whole range of colors here. I'm going to go more into colors in a future episode, so I'm not going to go deep into that now. But in essence, if I click on this plus button, I can access the whole color gradient. I can scroll my mouse across to access any kind of color. So say I wanted a purple, I can go across to purple and then move this little circle from the bottom corner up to anywhere that I want it to be. Up here will get me quite a vibrant purple, down here quite dark, down here a bit more muted. And so you can move that around as needed. You can also toggle to gradient, but again, I'll do a full tutorial on color in lesson 5, so make sure you stick around for that. So once I'm happy with my color, I can then choose to click on that, or I can choose from the default colors here, some different gradients, or I can toggle between the colors that it's got available for me there. Next across, you'll see our bolding, italicizing, underlining, and strike through options. These are the classic options you'll be used to in any text editing platform. So if I click on bold, I can choose to bold all the text, or I can choose to just highlight a certain piece of text and either bold it or unbold it. I can do that as well with italics. Please note that not all fonts will have a bold and italicized option. If your font doesn't have those options, these buttons will be grayed out. Then you can choose to underline your text, or you can choose to strike it through, or apparently all of the above. I'm going to click on those to unselect them if I don't want them anymore. I can also toggle between uppercase and whatever I have typed case. So in here, it just says your paragraph text in sentence case. But if I was to click on this uppercase option, it's going to change all of my letters to uppercase. This is a really quick time-saving hack if you're wanting to use all uppercase. Next, we have our alignment option. So I'm going to add a little bit more text in here. Make this a little bit smaller, and you can see here that right now my text is center aligned. If I want it to be left aligned, all I need to do is have my text box selected and click on this alignment button, and it's going to toggle through the different sorts of alignment. So right now it's gone to left. If I want it to be something different, I'd click again. It's going to toggle to fully justified. If I click again, it will toggle to right aligned. If I click again, it will move back to center. So that's how you can access the different sorts of alignment. Another option that I have here is my bullet points. So if I create a new line here and maybe a new line here with my very messy text, I can click on this bullet point list and you'll see that it's added a bullet point. Now it's only added it here because I've only got selected, I had my cursor on the your here. If I wanted my whole text box to have dot points, I can either click and drag to select all of my text, or I can click the text box itself rather than a piece of text inside the text box. Now, just to explain what I'm doing here. So right now I'm just selected on the background of the design. If I click on this text box, it brings up the ability to edit my text. If I click on a particular line or a part of this, it will let me edit that particular part. So I could click dot point here and it's going to move it to there, or I could click and drag to select everything. So that's kind of how you can navigate in your text box by clicking, double clicking, or moving my cursor around and selecting. Now, I want to select all of my text, and then I'm going to choose the dot points list. I'm going to also justify this left so it's not super complicated and clean up some of my text here by hovering my cursor there and pressing backspace. Now, once you're in here, you can also choose to go through numbers. So if I have all of my text selected again, if I toggle on the list button again, it's going to toggle it through to numbers. If I click on it again, it's going to remove them. So I can choose dot points, numbers, or totally removed. If you're inside a Canva doc, it will also give you the option for a checkbox, but that's only for Canva docs. Our next option is for our advanced settings. Now, this is one of my favorite spots as a graphic designer, but may not excite you as an everyday designer, but I promise knowing these features are here will be helpful. So let's simplify our text down, make it center aligned again so you can see it beautifully. Now, some options we have here are letter spacing and line spacing and our anchoring of text, plus more settings that I'll show you in a moment. Letter spacing and line spacing are the ones you will use the most. Letter spacing is where it increases the spacing between your letters. So say, for example, if I just remove paragraph right now, a great design tip I like to do is by capitalizing my text and then adding some space between the letters. Can you see it just kind of creates this cool open wide effect for my text? And that was done by selecting my text box and choosing letter spacing. You can see, if I bring it down here, you can see it goes wider or more narrower. So I can bring the text really close to the overlapping or spread it out. Again, I can choose to toggle that via dragging my line by dragging my circle up and down, or by typing in a number. If I want to do something consistently over multiple designs, I can say, Jackie, I always do 60. For example, my font, I usually always do -30. And so you have those options there. Another option you'll see here is your line spacing. This is how much space is between your lines of text. So if I was to add in some lines of text here, you can see that there is a medium amount of space between these. You wouldn't want this as a full sentence because it kind of feels like 3 separate points. So I wanted to bring these closer together. I again select my text box, press advanced settings and choose line spacing. And again, I can make that more spacious by dragging it to the right or dragging it to the left. I can have them overlapping. I personally like to do it around here, but it will be dependent on your particular font and text size. So there's not a hard and fast rule here. It depends on how your font was made. You can then also choose to anchor your text in different spots of the text box. You probably won't need this. I've rarely used it, but it's helpful to know it's there. Then if I click more settings, I have advanced settings like if I wanted to do superscript or subscript, if I wanted to change the kerning, if you know what that is, if I wanted to have ligatures. I won't confuse you with these at the moment because most people don't need them, but just knowing that they're there and hidden over there if you do need them is helpful. The next option we have before we get to some really, really fun effects is the transparency. So transparency is where you can lower the opacity or the see-through level, I guess you could call it, of your text. You can see I can bring this down and it becomes more see-through. If I was to make this background orange, you can see that it's now fading that into the orange. It's making the text more see-through into whatever is behind it. Another option we have here is to play with effects. So let's create some more simplicity here. If I click on effects, I have a ton of different options here. Now we don't want to overdo these effects. Sometimes people new to Canva see these effects and think, cool, I'm going to try all these out. I don't recommend using too many of them in one design because your design will look busy and amateur, but there are places to use these. So as a brief overview, you have the option of none. If you ever click on one of these and want to revert it back, just toggle back to none. You also have shadow here, which if I just zoom in, you'll be able to see it's added a light shadow to the background. With all of these effects, you can edit different things like the offset, direction, blur, transparency, and the color. So I can move where I want that shadow to be, the direction that it is, and all sorts of things. So whatever you're doing and playing with these, feel free to have a play with these settings. I also have the option to add like a drop shadow here. You can see I can change the intensity of that. I can make my text hollow and change the thickness of that. I can add in a bit of a splice and again change the offset of that and the coloring. I can choose to add an outline to that. So again, I can change the coloring of that outline as needed, or I can choose to echo the text where it kind of repeats a few times. And again, I can play with those settings. The glitch effect, neon effect, which is one of the most overused ones in my opinion, but can be done well if you'd use a neon effect on a dark background or background here. The background is one that I use a lot of the time because it's a very Instagram style effect, which means you can create content right inside Canva that looks like it was made in Instagram, which makes it feel more authentic and trustworthy. So I love using this one myself as background. Again, you can change the roundness of this. If I make it yellow, so you can see it. You can change the roundness of that box. You can change how big it is around your text, and you can change the transparency, so how see-through it is. Another option we also have is to add in a curve. Now you can add this curve in conjunction with one of these effects. Normally you can only use one effect at a time, so I'm going to go to none though, so it is nice and simple. I could go to curve here and it will curve my text. Again, I could make a full circle of text if I had more text. I can change if I want the curve this way or that way and how much I want it to be. There are some apps related to text that I won't go into today, but they are there if you need something more fancy. But again, let's not overcomplicate our designs. Sometimes it's the simplest designs that look the most professional. Finally, you have the option to animate your designs. Canva has a lot of great animation features. I'm not going to go through all of these, but pretty much if you hover over these, it will show you what it looks like and you can have a play with it. You can then click on it and then customize it if you want it to appear all of the time, some of the time, and how fast or how slow you want it to be, plus different ways that the text might pop up onto the screen. So those options are there. If you would like to remove that animation because you accidentally clicked on it, just press remove animation. You then also have this position tool. This is pretty much available on any graphic that you're using in Canva, and this just helps you to change the way that you're laying it out on the page. This might be if you have other elements on the page, you could align it to those other elements. You can move it around by typing in a specific exact position if you don't like just clicking and dragging it to move it around, or you can play with the Canva layers. I will go into this another time though. Now, if I go back over to this text panel, you will see there's a few other options here. We've got, again, our brand kit if you've added in your own custom fonts for here. You've also got the option for page numbers. I have a full tutorial that goes into using page numbers, so feel free to search that if you're interested. Again, you have your apps and some already pre-made font combinations if you see something in here that suits what your business needs. What I recommend though as a business is to have 1 to 3 fonts you use consistently. So sometimes seeing some of these gets you confused and you start to not use what you should be using for your brand. So don't get distracted by the pretty fonts. Start to create your own text by using the same fonts over and over again to create incredible brand consistency and professionalism. And I also wanted to inspire you as to what's possible. These designs from my client Wanda were made inside Canva, and she's done an incredible job. And now that she's learned how to design well and how to create a really beautiful and cohesive professional brand for me, she has been able to show up consistently and cohesively. And she feels like now that her brand speaks to her personality and sets a tone and expectations for her audience. Friends, when your branding does this, you're going to make more sales and create more trust online so you can grow your business faster. And all of this is possible right inside Canva when you know how to use it. In the next lesson, I'm going to share with you how you can use elements. And so there is a ton in here that I cannot wait to share with you. Make sure you hit up that next video to understand how to use elements to grow, to make your designs look really interesting, and see all of the free options available to us in there and how to edit them to make them look amazing.